Good morning, everybody. My name is Louise from Clarity Crafts here in the UK. Welcome to Groovi Tuesday. I hope everybody's well out there. I just thought I'd start the party a tiny bit early. So how are we all doing today? Are we all good? It's a lovely sunny day out there. Thankfully, spring's now upon us. I've just seen all of the lovely flowers out in the garden now. It's lovely to see. We've got a cherry blossom. And our magnolia, that's out in full bloom now. That's nice to see. And we have some lovely camellias as well. That's really beautiful as well in the garden. So I hope everybody is okay and everybody can hear me. We have the lovely Paul in the room today. If you have any questions, Paul's there to help. And he'll be able to feed any questions through to me as well. Sound is good. Wonderful. Thank you, Paul. So how is everybody doing today? I hope everybody's well. Good morning. I can see all our lovely friends are here now. So lovely to see everybody's coming into the room now. That's great. Oh dear, it's been hay fever is upon us now. I woke up this morning and full pelt hay fever this morning, so like my eyes were watering a little bit and you feel like you've got a little bit of a cold, but yeah, is that I think it's tree hay fever, maybe, I'm not sure, but yeah, so that's fun. So I thought what I'll do is I'll just have a little ramble for a little while, and then we'll have a look at what we're going to be doing for the next couple of weeks. I thought, seeing as I know us crafters, we like seeing inspiration as well. So I thought I would show some of the lovely design team samples from the show to do with the floral tiles, A4 plates, seeing as that's what we're doing for the next couple of weeks. So yeah, that's good. I've got some design team samples to show you. So I think I showed you last week, but I just wanted to give you a little view again, just in case anybody didn't watch last week. You can also go back and watch all of the previous Groovi Tuesdays on YouTube. So that's always worth seeing if there's anything that you wanted to know. Just go and play back on YouTube on our Clarity Crafts group. That's really good. So many YouTube videos there now. Like there's all of Barbara's and Paul's from the Shack and Groovi Tuesday, all of the TV shows. So there's lots to have a look at. Wonderful. So I thought what I'll do first, before I show you what we're going to be doing in the next couple of weeks, I think I showed you I put an ingredients list up on Facebook last week of all of the ingredients that I'll be using for the next couple of weeks. So that's there. I can link that up again if anybody wanted to have the ingredients. I'll post it again. But we'll go over what we're doing, but I thought I'd just sneakily show you some more design team samples, because I do love looking at all of the wonderful design team cards. Oh no, hold on 1 second, disappeared. I've come back. Sorry, one of the lovely cards fell on the floor. That's me being clumsy, sorry. So let me put these to one side. So looks like everybody's doing well. We've got some lovely friends in the room. Glad to have you here. I'm going to show you some lovely design team samples now, because I do love looking at them. There we go. So let me go on to the overhead camera. So we've got a lovely one. Who is this from? Jill Askham. So some lovely colour in the background there. This flower is done on a separate piece. Let me just come in a little bit, because the colour's a little bit. There we go. So yeah, it's lovely. And then using the plate to create the edges as well, the scrolls. That's really lovely. I love that. So let me go on to number 2, which is from Glynis. That's better. There we go. That's a nice little bit of angle tool work around the edges there. That's really nice. I love that. too many nice samples here. And there's a lovely one from Jane. Lovely colour work as well. Look at those flowers. I love them. And then there's some gold as well in there. Lovely metallic gold there. That's nice. The lovely thing about all of the design team samples is that they're all so different. All of the colours, different sizes. Everybody has a different imagination, don't they? I love looking at everybody's different designs that they create every time. We send out new plates, and you just see all of these wonderful creations come back, and you think, wow, that's so amazing. Not just the design team as well. I look on Groovi Worldwide and Clarity Worldwide every week, and I'm amazed at all of our wonderful friends, all of their lovely samples and imagination, and all the cards that they create. It's amazing. Got a lovely one here from Jill Askham. So this is really different, isn't it? It's bringing in that oriental feel from the Japanese plates. So that's just so lovely. You know, you've got the lovely vibrant orange, and then you've got this lovely oriental design there. And that's beautiful as well. We've got one from Hazel Edwards here as well, using our doodle dies. It really ties in really lovely with the picot circles as well. Using just one of our plates, making it into a circle instead of a square. That's really nice. I like that. And we've got another one from Karen Jackson here. Lovely orange. I see a lot of our design team have used some yellows and oranges this time. It's really lovely. A little bit different. I need to dip my toe into different colours. I was saying to Paul last week, just need to try different colours because I love the pinks, purples and blues. But I really do need to dip into colours that I'm not as comfortable with using. So that's lovely. And that one is very different again, very pink and pretty. That one's that's my one. Just using a border, using the octagon. So yeah, that's very, very different. And then we've got a lovely one from Julie Campbell. Wow, look at that, that's lovely. Beautiful. And we've got one, here's one from Carol Frankstello. I love the use of the grid around the edges, and I love the colourway in this. It's like pink and blue. Some of my favourite colours. And we've got a lovely one from Carol Baker again, bringing in that oriental feel. That's really beautiful. I love that. And I've got one from Josie Davidson. That's really pretty. The blues look really lovely in parchment, I think, as well. Linda Williams, she uses blue quite a bit in her artwork, and it's always very elegant, I find, blues and whites together. Another one from Jane Telford. That's lovely. Look at that. Beautiful. And one from Glynis Whitehead here, using our semicircle around the edge. I love how Glynis has layered up the tool work around the edges. It's really pretty, using that lovely orange as well. And here is a lovely one from Jill Askham again. Now, what's the loveliest thing is I'll show you the plates in a minute, but just using this is like a little flower on the plate, but Jill Askham's made it into a butterfly, just with some really beautiful grid work around the edge. I don't know which grid that one's from. Oh, it's a William. It's William. That's really lovely. And we're nearing the end. I've got a lovely big one from Karen Jackson. That's lovely. So just using the one element, but using it again and again to create a big card. So just showing that you can make them large cards, and you can make them little cards as well. The last one I was going to show you was from Carol Baker. So it's really showing you that you can use big cards and little cards there. So different. But this is a lovely little present for someone. It's got little envelopes in here, and then on this side you've got like a selection of just using the plates with some colour and a little bit of grid work in the background, and they look really pretty. There's a lovely bit of grid work in the corners. really lovely present for someone, I think. Really is. Just or make these ones and so a craft fair or something. I'd pay for this. I think it's beautiful. There we go. So those are the design team samples. So I just wanted to just show you them because I think they're really pretty. So always an excuse to show design team samples. There we go. So there are some really beautiful design team samples there. Really are. Let me just move those to one side. So I thought what I'd show you now is I will show you the card that we're going to do today, and then I'll show you the plates as well because I'm not sure. I'll show you the plates first because then we know where we're heading with the designs and everything. Because let me use it on that side because then the Groovi is not blocking it. So if I go on to camera number 2, so these are the plates that we're going to be using. So these were the Japanese tiles. There was 2 plates when they came out. Oh, let me come out a little bit just so you can see them better. There we go. Some lovely sentiments down the bottom. And then you've got 6 plates, but it doesn't mean that you have to use them as they come. You can use elements like just using this element as a background, or you've got some lovely elements here as you could use in a little background as well. That would look really nice. And then some flower elements. So yeah, so you've got those 6, and you've got all these lovely corners as well. So not to forget the little corners that come with it. You know, you've got a little heart there, and then that ties in with the heart in the middle with the flower. So that's plate 1. That's the have a great day or happy anniversary. I think Paul has put that up in the comments, so that's good. Thank you, Paul. That's upside down. Back in Australia again. There we go. So that's the other one. Again, I think we are using this element in the as one of the elements that we're going to be using in the card that I'm going to show you today. And then so we've got some lovely backgrounds here. So if you just wanted to use the scrolls in the background, that would look really lovely. And then you've got little scrolls as well. So that's really pretty. And it's back to front. So you can't read it. So you've got the thinking of you, get well soon, and all of these sentiments you've got for other cards as well. So there's really a lot of things that you can do with these plates. I've had so many design team ideas and things from these plates, but yeah, they're really lovely. So those are the plates. So let me bring in the card that we're going to be doing for the next couple of weeks. If I bring it in a little bit closer. There we go. So we're going to start today with creating the frame. So I found the scallop plate, the large nested scallop plate. I'm going to be using that to frame, but you can use whatever you have to hand to create that frame. And then we're going to concentrate on creating the pattern with these designs here. So we'll create the inside, and then we'll focus on a little bit of white work. And then at the end of this hour, I'll create some little boxes, and that will be ready for doing our grid work for next week. I thought we'd tackle the grid work next week. But I will show you the book at some point. I'll show you the book because Linda's A Guide to Grid Work book. It's really good because there's loads of different little grid designs in there that you can mix and match. So I thought I'd use that in the card, but you can create any grid work, but I'll show you how I create it from Linda's book. And I'll show you, I've done 2 sides are using perforating and 2 sides are doing embossing. So slightly different look. So I thought I'd do that to show you 2 different ways of doing it. And then if I go back to the card again, after that, after the grid work, we will we can tackle some multi-needle tool around the edge. That's using the wing tool around the outside. That's really pretty. And then we've just I've just done a little heart design in the edges. So there we go. So that's where we're going. This one is the Paradise Island background parchment. So this is the parchment and the paper, which really makes the parchment really vibrant. So it's worth, if you can, to get the parchment. It depends. There are different colours, but I'm using the Paradise Island, so it's these two combined. I don't know if you wanted them. The parchment is number 42007, and then the paper is 42019. So, I mean, there's other colours as well. So if you didn't want to use the orange and blue, there are other colours that you can have as well. So, but that's the one I've used, just in case you wanted to do the same design. So I thought I'd just mention that. And also, yeah, like Paul has mentioned in the comments, there is a 30% off sale on the Pergamano website. So if you wanted to get that parchment, I would get it on the Pergamano website, because that is 30%. You can't really argue with that. I've got a few things in my basket which I will be purchasing, which I noticed I haven't got in my stash. So I thought now's the time to get that. So yeah, definitely, it's all on the Pergamano website. So definitely go to that. And then if you spend over £50, you'll get a free pack of A5 parchment. So you can't really argue with that, can you, really? I think my orders come up almost £50, so a little bit more, and then I can get some free parchment. How exciting is that? Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to grab my parchment, and like we do, I'm going to just use the parchment. We're going to use a tumble dry sheet just to make sure it's lubricated, and I'm going to do both sides because obviously we're going to do embossing on one side, and it just helps to do both sides. So I'm going to bring in the nested scallop extension plate, and I'm actually going to bring in my this is the Gridwork plate mate. I'm just, if I bring this out a little bit, I'm going to be using this one just because it just holds this plate and it will hold the parchment. I can use the Groovi tabs on there. If I could find my Groovi tabs, there we are. They're hiding underneath my card. Doi. So I'm just going to stick this down. Let me just grab my Groovi sticker tab, which is firmly planted on my sticker sheet. There we go. So I'm just going to place it down there. There we go. So with my card, I'm using the, I think it's the, let me just check. 1, 2. Yes, we're using this one. So the 1, 2, 3, the 4th from the outside. Just had to double check that because I wasn't sure. There we go. So where's my Groovi guard? I'm going to bring my Groovi guard in. Here we go. So yes, so just, I always just check here to just make sure that I'm using the same size. So I want to make a different size. There we go. And it depends on what you feel comfortable with. You can use, if you have the scallop plate, you can use the scallop around the outside. But I've used the the second from the outside. Oh, sorry, Sue. Yes, my background, I should have mentioned. Sorry, my background parchment that I've got the flower on is the Paradise Island parchment, but the front piece is clear. Sorry, I should have mentioned that. And we're going to be using Perga colours on to make the vibrant colours on the background. So yeah, so the main parchment is clear on the front, but behind it, and to give it that colour, and also I've put the flower onto the Paradise Island parchment. So yeah, sorry Sue, I should have said that. Thank you for pointing that one out for me. So yeah, so we're using the clear parchment. So I'm creating the border using the number 2 first. So going to use the number 2 first, because I think when you use the number 2 and then you use the number 1, it gives you a lovely crisp line, and it's just makes life a little bit easier going into the groove, I think. There we go. That's number 2, and then just going in with the number 1. There we go. Then we've got a cup of tea with them. I've got a nice cup of tea here. Nice and cosy. Just doing a little bit of crafting this morning. It's a little bit of fun, isn't it? I've got a nice cup of tea and I have 1 sugar. There we go. So that's the nested frame I've done around the outside. And so that's the bit that I need from that. So any frame that you have roughly around the same size would be fine. Let me just put those groovy sticker tabs back on the thing. Okay, so now we've got the frame. We don't need this one anymore. I'll move it to one side. So I'm just going to bring in my small one and bring the large one away, just because I think it interrupts the camera otherwise. So now we have our frame. So it's double line around the outside. So once we've done that, we're going to bring in our this one. So this is the Thinking of You plate, I believe. So we're going to be using this element here. So what I would do first is, so we're working on the back again. So I'm going to be creating the little elements in the corner first. So I would line it up. So with the plate, I have lined it up just so that there's a little tiny corner. Let me bring it in a little bit closer for you. There we go. We see. There we go. So it's just overlapping around the outside, and you've just got this little corner here. So there we go. So and that's how I've lined it up, just so that I know that I've got a line around here. Bring it a little bit closer just so you can see what I mean. So yeah, so we've got a little edge here and a little edge here outside. So we won't be embossing those bits, we'll just be embossing the middle part. So if you feel comfortable just using a Groovi sticker tab just to hold it down while you do your line art, I would bring in my Groovi guard. There we go. So again, I'm just going to start with number 2 first. There we go. Perfect. So I've done the outside. So I'm just going to use the number 1 just to sharpen the plate, the line art rather. There we go. It's nice to see the chat sometimes because you get to see what everybody's chatting about. There we go. So I'm just using the number 2 tool, and I'm going to just keep with the number 2 for the bits that I'm going to emboss. So this little image here, I'm going to be embossing. And the number 1 tool, I'm just going to create along the line there. And then the scroll. There we go. And everything else is going to be using the number 2 because we're going to create some white work in there. There we go. We think a little bit of white work in the image looks really nice. So there's number 1. We've created number 1. So I'm just going to turn it around and do exactly the same with the other corner. There we go. We see. There we go. So again, just overlapping the edge of the heart in the corner, so you know that you've got it the same all the way around. There we go. Everybody enjoyed the shows yesterday. They were really good. I really enjoyed watching the shows. I watched them in the evening just to catch up. I think it's nice. I like the botanical stamps. They're really nice. And then on Sunday we had we had the show with the little people that Barbara did in the shack once. That was really nice. They're cute. I really like those little people. That's available back to see on YouTube if you missed it. It's really worth having a look at. Like Barbara and Paul did really well on that show. They had some really lovely there were some really lovely demos as well. I don't do a lot of stamping anymore. I usually do my parchment and everything, but every time I see one of those shows, I'm just like, oh, I wonder if I could get some time and buy them and have a play. But I did buy a couple of weeks ago. I bought those lovely landscape background papers, you know, the little the background scenes that you got free with a pack, but also I think they're $9.99 on the website as well. I got some of those because they really make life so much easier. You don't have to create all of the backgrounds with the inks and everything. So for a clean crafter, like I usually do my parchment and everything, it's really a good idea because all I have to do is get I got some of those stamps, and all I have to do is get a bit of black archival ink and stamp on some of those lovely, I think I got the one with the bird and some trees and everything, so I can create a lovely background with that. So that just makes life easy. There you go. So these colours are a little bit out of my comfort zone with the orange and blue. So I am moving out of my comfort zone with the pinks, purples and blues, and I've gone into orange and blue this week. So I thought that was I was quite proud of myself. I was like, yay, different colours. I think it's good to go out of your comfort zone with colours. If we stay with one colour, and you never know whether doing different designs is gonna look any good. So it's always good to experiment and not know, like Barbara was saying with Paul yesterday, not knowing where the bus is heading is sometimes really good. And I must admit, like, I do need to step out of my comfort zone a bit more with colours. So yeah, so the orange and blue is a good start. There we go. And I'm just doing with the main lines with the number 1. There we go. So last corner. Oh no, Groovi tape, come back. Come back. There we go. So lastly, just the last corner. There we go. So I'm multitasking. I'm looking at the chat, just having a look to see what everybody's, how everybody is and everything. So if I go quiet, it's usually because I'm looking at some of the chat going, oh, what's somebody up to? Oh, what are they doing this weekend? I think it's nice to see what everybody's up to. I think Groovi Tuesday is quite nice because it's almost like I natter in the background doing a bit of crafting, and everybody gets to socialise on the chat as well. I love it. It's brilliant. There we go. So I'm just using the number 2 just on everything, and then I'll go back in with the number 1 just to crisp up the lines that we were just using on the main piece. There we go. I'll when I've finished the line art, we'll go on to just a little bit of white work maybe, and then at the end I'll show you what we can do for next week. So that'd be good. So now we've done that part, so we've created the 4 corners. Let me just bring it out for you so you can have a look. Oh, let me make sure it's not wonky. So there we go. So that's the 4 corners done. So we're just going to head and do the. Now the easy part is we're just going to line up as close as we can with the. It doesn't matter if these bits don't touch because they don't touch on my main piece. I've just created a line. There we go. So I'm going to just put my Groovi tab there. My Groovi tab there. There we go. And like I did with the corners, I'm going to go in with my number 2 first on the main line art, and then go over with a number 1 on the crisp, the lines that I want crisp. So I'll go with the number 1 to do the outside part of that. There we go. I'm going in with my number 2 to do the little bits I'll be doing white work in. I thought I'd use a little bit of, not today, but to do the colour, probably after we've done the grid work. I'm going to use some Pergo colours. So the Pergo colours are actually really good, actually, because they give you. When I first started, before I learnt how to do all of the parchment bits and pieces, I used to enjoy using the Pergo colours just to colour in, because of the vibrancy of the colours. Yeah, I thought they were really lovely. You've got so many. I think there's 30 colours, I think, and they've got so many different nice colours. You know, they've got the normal. You've got some greens in there, and you've got some purples and blues and the reds, and there's so many colours. And the good thing is with Pergo colours is obviously further down the road when we experiment a little bit, you can because they're water based, you can dilute them down a little bit and you can paint with them on your parchment. So yeah, there's so many things that you can do with the Pergo colours, but to begin with I was just using them as felt tip pens on the background. So that's what I mainly did with them. But did I didn't do that bit in there. No, we're going to forget about this bit, even though it's really lovely, but it's not in my main piece, so I'm going to forego it. There we go. So again, using the number 2, and go back in with the number 1. There we go. I'm going to go in with the number 2 with the flowers. There we go. And the scrolls. There we go. The lines. Da-da-da. And just getting lost in the parchment process. I think when you do parchment, sometimes you have to remember that because it sometimes takes you to a whole different world, doesn't it? You get lost in the groove and everything, and the colouring and the white work. Sometimes I have to go, Louise, you're on Groovi Tuesday, say something. Hello. It's very easy to get lost in the process, I think. I was just saying earlier, all my lovely, all the flowers are out in the garden. It's really beautiful. We've got the magnolias out, and our camellias are out, and I've noticed our wisterias now. We have that over our little arbour just outside our back door, and it's so beautiful because you can sit. We've got little patio chairs, and you can sit under the wisteria, and it's so beautiful. But that's starting to come out. We usually get two wisteria blooms each year, so we get this early one, and then it comes out a little bit later as well, which is really nice. I do love wisteria. I think it's beautiful. There we go. So we have our main line art, which is here. So the only thing we just need to put in is this little bit here, which I will show you. Is where did I get that bit from? I got this bit from the other plate, actually. Here we go. So I just literally just used this as a corner, just like that. So it's up to you. You could keep this in, or if you wanted to do more grid work, you could keep it out. But I'm gonna keep it in. There we go. So it was like so. I have to remind myself. Was it like that? Yes, it was. There we go. Also, before we go, I will show you what we're going to be doing on the 2 p.m. show, or what we will be showing. That is, now these are tools that some of you may have in your stash, but may not use as much as the other tools. Because, for example, I do stick with the ones that I know. I'm going to go in with a number 1 on that. So I stick with the ones I know, but recently I've been having a little play with some of the other more obscure ones that you may not use as much. And these are ones that were not in Linda's handbook 1 and 2, which those volumes are really good. If you don't have those volumes, I do suggest, if you love your tool work and you love what it creates, I would suggest getting those, actually, because Linda teaches you so much in those books. You get a pattern, so you don't have to try and do it yourself. So you get to try out all of those patterns and everything, and they are really lovely. I haven't got them in here, but the handbooks, they show all of the more common ones, I'd say, the popular ones that you see a lot of our design team or our lovely friends on Groovi Worldwide using. Semicircle, angle, semi-square. You see all of those. But yeah, I'll show you them a little bit later. But I'm looking forward to that show. I do like using the tools, I must admit. But you do have to have a very good magnifying glass. I went to the opticians at the weekend, and my eyesight's got worse, so I'm getting some new glasses. So that will help with my parchment. Because when sometimes you're using the tools and you think, ooh, it's going a bit blurry. So I knew my eyesight was getting a little bit worse. But I'm going to get some new glasses, and I got some new sunglasses as well, because my sunglasses I haven't had changed in such a long time that they're a little, I think they're 10 years old, and I've had about 5 prescriptions since then. So I definitely yeah, definitely need to update those. And I've got some very nice ones. They do some really lovely ones now. When I first got my sunglasses, they weren't all very nice designs, but now they've really improved. Although the one I really liked, they couldn't do a prescription for, which is a bit strange because it was in a glass shop for prescriptions. So not sure why they couldn't, but I got the second best favourite pair that I like, so I'm happy with that. So yeah, I've got my glasses, so I'll be well on my way to being able to see a little bit better soon. I'm looking forward to that. There we go. So last corner. Just trying to figure out somewhere to put my Groovi sticker tab. There we go. Go over there. So yeah, so I've got my glasses sorted. Very happy about that. So in a week or two, I'll have some new glasses and I'll be able to see better. Yay! My eyesight's quite bad. I think my prescription is now plus 6.75, so it's fairly, my eyesight's fairly bad. If I was in a crowded room and I was feeling a little bit nervous of speaking to loads of people, then I'd take my glasses off and it'd be like nobody's in the room. All I'd see is a blur. There we go. So we have done our 4 corners. Yay! Didn't take too long, did it? Wasn't too bad. There we go. So let me bring out the plates now. I'm going to show you from the front. There we go. So that's our main design. So for example, if I bring in the card, these little bits in here are going to be picot cut out. So we'll do a bit of picot cutting a little bit further down in the next couple of sessions. This little bit's going to be cut out because the little flower design is going to be on the rainbow parchment underneath. And so we've used one of the plates to create this round design here and the other plate to create the middle design. I really like that. It's very ornate, isn't it? That design there. So yeah, so what I thought we'd do next is we'll do a little white work, and then it's only a little bit of white work. I've just done a little bit of white work in the elements and a little bit here, and then in the scrolls as well. So yeah, so we'll do that bit this week, and then what I'm going to do is well, I'll tell you that in a minute. Actually, let's just focus on the white work. Focus on one thing, Louise. Stop getting distracted. Right, so I'm going to just turn my mat over. Our white work 1, 2, 3 course went really well last week. I was really happy with that. I was so nervous to begin with because, you know, when you first start something, you're like, oh, are people going to learn something? Are they going to be happy? But everybody seemed to be really upbeat and excited about it. So yeah, I was really happy about that. So I'm just using the Groovi tool number 3 from the starter kit just to do the little bits of white work. So in the end, these are going to be coloured over with some pug glitter if you want to later anyway. So I'm literally just going over it very, very lightly. I don't know if you can, where's it gone? There it is. Let me bring it in a little bit closer so you can see. Just doing a little bit of white work here, so in the flowers, and then we'll go on to doing the white work in the scrolls, and then in these little bits here, and we'll do that all on all of the elements there. Unless you would like to colour in these, that would look nice as well. I'm just doing the little round little blobs there. So yeah, so when you're doing little circles, I always go up and down, left and right, and then round and round, and then that will help that. So let me tackle the scrolls. So it's using a little flicking motion, and you don't have to press too hard on this. But yeah, so the 1, 2, 3 courses went well. We've got our next one tomorrow. That's colouring. I'm looking forward to that. I love colouring. So yeah, it's going to be using the pergoliners. So that'd be good. Looking forward to that. Okay, so just doing a little bit of white work. Okay, and the scrolls. And the flowers. Just peeking at the chat. I'm very nosy. I'm like, what is everybody talking about in the chat? I'm feeling a little bit lonely. I can't hear anyone's voices. So I have to have a little peek at the chat to see what everybody's talking about. There we go. Little flowers. There's so many things you can do as well. I think last week I was showing that if you do embossing first, and you can do the gel pen over the top. So that's another thing. If you wanted to use the gel pen on these instead of the perga glitter to outline in gold maybe or something, or there is because there's a pack of, what is it, pack of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. There's a gold, or there's like a blue, or actually there's a green that would look really nice around here. So there's lots of choices in the gel pens actually. Oh, Lillian said, yoo-hoo, Louise. What are we going yoo-hoo about? I don't mean to sniff. But darn hay fever. There we go. So just doing the little dots. There we go. And little droplets. Oh, so yes, so I'll just do a little bit of oh, thank you, Pat. I do lovely chat. Oh, good. I'm glad you think it's good chat. I was just like, I hope I'm not talking rubbish. You know, when you don't know what to say, so you just like start talking about all sorts of different bits and pieces. Oh, I can hear seagulls in the background. Maybe it's because there's Greg's nearby. Maybe they get a few treats from Greg's. There we go. So I'm just flicking into the flower. Doing a flicking motion in the white work. Okay. Yeah, so I was saying earlier, my some of the lovely flowers are out and everything. What I always look forward to is in July and August, we have this really lovely, it's a type of magnolia, I believe. It's called a grandiflora, which has such lovely flowers. They're like the size of dinner plates. They're so beautiful when they come out. But you only see them for, like, they come out within the space of a month, all these different flowers, but you wait all year for them. It's an evergreen, so it's really large now. It's higher than the house. It's really tall. So we've got some lovely. I always look forward to that. But the really beautiful thing is the wisteria that comes out. and it's going to come out very soon because I can already see it. I can already see the purple. The only thing is it's right over the table, and as everything starts to fall, all you suddenly get is like this carpet of purple everywhere, which looks beautiful. But yeah, you don't want to eat dinner when you start getting like a shower of wisteria coming down on you. Yeah, this is such a lovely time because you get such beautiful flowers out this time of year. Does everybody have a favourite flower? I know Barbara was actually saying this last, I think it was yesterday, in the shack maybe. Everybody has their favourite flower. I was saying I have so many. I have so many favourite flowers. I do like lupins, and I like pansies. I do love pansies. I love the really lovely deep purple one. I think that's beautiful. But there are so many flowers. I think every flower that I see sometimes as well, when I first see it, I'm like, oh, that's my favourite. It's like I like the simple like daffodil and everything. I think that's beautiful. Oh yes, Anastasia, I did. I got a thinner lens on mine. I had to pay a little bit extra because because I do have an astigmatism in both eyes actually. So yeah, I had that. So sorry, that's from the front. There we go. But yeah, I had to get thinner lenses because otherwise they'd be really thick. So yeah, I got that, and got something else as well on it. I can't remember. Anti-glare or something like that. There we go. So there. Oh yes, I like daffodils. Hello, daffodils and lilies. Yeah, lilies are nice. Yay! Pat likes pansies too. Oh, polyanthus. Yes, polyanthus are nice too. Yes, Jane. I think pansies with the little faces. Yeah, and Alice in Wonderland when I saw the little flowers with the faces. But the pansies are beautiful. They would look really lovely on parchment as well. Pansies do. I think there's a club plate actually that has pansies on in a little cup. That's really beautiful. So stop talking, Louise. There we go. So we've got to the white work in the elements. So it doesn't take long. It's only just a little bit of white. Oh yeah, fuchsias. Sorry, I love fuchsias. Oh, everybody's got my favourite flowers. Yeah, I don't have one. I have pansies and fuchsias. Fuchsias I love doing on parchment. Fuchsias look really lovely, the pinks and the purples. So, no, where am I? Right, focus, Louise. Oh, there we go. Oh, yes, that's good. Landy's pansy lace plate. Yes, that's really lovely. I need to use that when I have some time. Easter's coming up. I've got time. I'll create a nice card with the pansies. Yes, painting pansies with acrylic paints. That one stroke style, yes. That's really nice where you hold on, let me come back. Oh, hold on. There we go. Where you put one colour of acrylic on one side and one on the other side, and you kind of mix it on the plate, and then you can with some really lovely designs with it with parchment on like dark parchment. It looks really beautiful, and you just use that like that. Well, there's so many different methods. You can do the one stroke like that or like that. So many lovely things like with the one stroke method. I love that. I think let me bring you closer. Okay, so we've got the main line art and we've done the white work. So I would continue in my homework. I would continue with the white work in the corners. So the same as the element in the middle, but just in the corners. So I'll do that. But what I wanted to show you is next week we will start the grid work. So I thought what I'll do is I'll show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you in a little box, like I did last time with Tina's. I'm going to show you in little boxes first, so we kind of get to grips with the grid work before we put it onto the main piece. So I've just, if you wanted to craft along with me, let me bring it onto the overhead camera again. So I'm just literally going to bring in my plate mate, and I've just found this nested, well, actually Paul found it for me. Thank you very much, Paul. He said, have you got some boxes to do it with? And I'm like, oh no, I need that, don't I? Yes, you do. There we go. So just a little bit. I'm going to do it on the same bit of parchment, so I'm not wasting. So I think I'll do the third biggest, I think. So I would just, we don't need to do it too, we'll do it near the edge a little bit more, because then it's not, and I'm not going to do both lines. I'm just literally just going to use this as like a little, I'm going to do 3. Actually, I'm just going to do 2. I don't need to do 3. Louise, why do you need to do 3? Because I'm only going to show 2 types of grid work. Okay, so let me move that out. So what we're going to do, hold on. So what we're going to do next week is I'm going to tackle some grid work with you. So in this design piece that I'm showing you, it's the same pattern, but 2 sides I've started with perforating first, and then 2 sides I've started with embossing first. So exactly the same pattern, but different. So yeah, so next week, if I show you actually up close, you might be able to see what I mean. Let me just go back here. So I've done 2 little boxes here. I've done fairly big boxes because I wanted to show quite a little bit next week with it. So we are literally, if I bring this in really close, you might see what I mean. Let me bring in my finger. So hello, there, oh, hello, there we go. So on here, you might be able to see these 4 dots here, and then the white dots either side. So I've embossed first there, and then afterwards I've turned it over and just added in the perforating square there. On this one, what you'll notice is I have perforated first and then done the little dots either side. And then afterwards I've turned it over and brought in the embossing. So exactly the same, but it's just started in a different way. So it gives a nice little look. So I've done 2 styles, and I have created it. Let me come out a little bit. So these 2 are embossing first. Oh, let me bring it down. Sorry. These 2 are embossing first, and these 2 are perforating first. So, which is what I will show you next week. So the actual pattern itself comes from this book here, Guide to Grid Work. I don't know if anybody has it, but it's really good. Well, I know a few of you have it, obviously. It's really good. They've got some inspiration in the back. But our pattern here, where is it? It's this one here. So as you can see here, that's perforating first, but I've done exactly the same on the other design, but I have embossed first. So both the same pattern initially, but then we come down and we can see what we can do with it. So we'll tackle that next week. So that's the Guide to Grid Workbook. That's really handy. So yeah, so after we've done the grid work, then we'll tackle onto the palette colours and the wing tool. The edge is the wing tool, but you can use any tool that you like around the outside, it's fine. But yeah, so I just created 2 boxes so we can go over next week with the grid work. So that's good. So I just wanted to show you before I go, that bit's done. So I wanted to show you what we're going to be doing this afternoon. So I don't know if anybody's seen this leaflet. I think it's been around a while ago, I think. But Linda created this from the tools that went in the 2 volume books. So if I go over to the overhead just quickly, it's a little bundle with these 6 tools. Now, I don't know if anybody has any of these tools. A few of you may have them in your stash, but they may never have used them. So over the next 3 weeks, we're going to be going over these 6 tools in the 2 p.m. show on a Tuesday, just to show you what you can create with the tools that you might not use all the time. So yeah, so that's the handy tool guide, and it comes with, the bundle comes with 6 tools. So that's what we're going to be doing this afternoon. And the leaflet I'll show you as well at 2 p.m. show. Inside it's got patterns. So it's a really handy little leaflet if you wanted to grab it. And the tools are really lovely. You can create such lovely designs with that. So yeah, so that's what we'll be tackling at 2 p.m. This afternoon. So we're looking, Paul and I are going to be doing that at 2 p.m. So we look forward to that. But yeah, so thank you very much for a lovely Groovi Tuesday. I hope you've all had a good time, and I know everybody's had a good chat on there. It's so lovely to see all the lovely chat on there as well. So yes, so I will see you at 2 p.m. With Paul this afternoon. And then we've got our second colouring 123 Groovi and Pergamano 123 foundation course module tomorrow. That's for the colouring. So looking forward to that. It's going to be great. I know a few of you have are lined up ready for that tomorrow. So yeah, so that's exciting stuff as well. So yeah, so I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I will hopefully see you at 2 p.m. with Paul this afternoon. So until then, hope you have a good lunch and everything, and we'll see you then. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.